Hi folks, welcome to another Chief Steamer video. In this video, I kind of want to do a comparison, but not really a direct comparison. We get a lot of comments on Facebook and through my website and through email and sometimes even direct calls. And people want to know, well, why buy one of these commercial machines, even my 75 machine? Why buy that? Why can't I just buy a Mcculloch for a lot less money? Still a steamer, still going to do the job, and a lot of guys are out there saying that they can get the job done. So they're almost offended that we advertise our machines, that you actually need this machine to do detail work. Now, hopefully you don't take it that way, because I'm not trying to say that you need my machine or any one of my competitors' machines to say that you're going to get a car clean. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat. There's a lot of ways to clean a car. So whether you're using a steamer, you're doing something the old-fashioned way, that's up to you. Steam has just been proven to be much easier, much faster, a little bit more effective. Hopefully you realize that by now, or you wouldn't be looking at these videos and looking for a steamer. But getting back to trying to compare my machine, my lowest end machine, which is my 75 machine, against, say, a Mcculloch, which is only a couple of $100s. Now, for what you get with the Mcculloch machine, it's actually a very good steamer. For that kind of money, you're getting a decent machine. And I think that's why guys will buy that machine first, because first of all, it's very inexpensive and it's still blowing steam. And I think that's where people get a little bit offended and they say, well, why do I have to spend this much money when I can spend this much money and still get a steamer that will do the job? Now, you very well might be able to get away with a cheaper machine. Believe me, I did when I first started doing this. I didn't have a lot of money to buy expensive steamers. I didn't want to try an expensive steamer. I didn't know if steam was going to work for me. So I've been down that road, but that was many, many, many years ago. And I bought cheaper machines. I broke cheaper machines. I bought another cheaper machine. I still broke the cheaper machines, and then I still bought another cheaper machine before I even found something that I thought was more commercial. So I've been there. I've done that. I've broken machines. I've treated machines as throwaway units. But I'm not here to trash the Mcculloch. That's a really good machine for what you're going to get. Now, if you can make it work for detailing, that's great. Then you don't need to buy my machine and you're saving yourself a lot of money. And then if the machine breaks, then just replace it. But here's the thing. As cars get dirtier and your jobs get more challenging, that puts more stress on the steamer, and that makes your job more challenging to get the car clean. So it comes down to effectiveness of the unit, how much time you're willing to take, and how the machine can handle the abuse and the day in, day out use and hold up to that kind of stuff. So as your cars get dirtier, the machine has to work harder. Now, even our machines, whether it's the 75, the 100, the 125 machine, every machine meets its match at certain points. So you can be working on horribly, horribly dirty cars that you're going to have a tough time with my 100 and 125 machine, no less the 75 machine, and then think that you need something even more powerful. And that's why guys go into 240 volt units. That's why we have the 155 machine out there. So there's always going to be steps where the machine is going to meet its match. If you're using a Mcculloch or a similarly priced steamer, and you're getting the cars clean and you're happy with the time frame and you're happy with the cars, the way the cars are coming out, and your customers are happy, then fine. The machine is doing its job, you're doing your job, you have yourself into a machine at a certain price point where there might not be any reason to think about what I'm going to say is stepping up. Now, there are some people there that are saying, well, you're actually not stepping up. If you're going into one of my machines or one of the machines that I actually compare against my 75 in some of the actual direct comparisons that we do on my website and in other videos. But you probably will reach a point where your cheaper machine is going to meet its match, whether it's going to break too soon or you're just not going to get the cars as clean as you want, as fast as you want, or you're just going to have to wait for the machine to regenerate its pressure. And that's the number one complaint of guys using steamers, is that I use my steamer, it depletes its pressure, I have to wait too long for it to replenish its pressure, or the machine just runs out of water. And then I got to wait and refill the boiler, let it heat up again, then I can keep going. And that's slowing you down, and if time is money, that's why guys look to get into a different steamer and step up in category. So again, what you're getting with a Mcculloch or something that's similarly priced is actually a pretty good machine. It's still hot steam, it's still blowing steam, it's still a hose, it's still brushes. If you have a very good technique, you're going to get the car clean. So regardless of whether I have this much more pressure than a Mcculloch, or my hose is a little bit more well-made than a Mcculloch, or the brushes are a different quality, or the interior components are a different quality, there's no need to go there for me to make that kind of comparison. That machine was made for a certain, basically residential use. They don't really want those machines to be used for commercial purposes, and I totally don't blame them. If I made a machine at that price and I knew guys were using that machine for commercial use, I wouldn't warranty it either. You are stepping up in quality as you step into one of my machines. Now, it's up to you whether you think you need to or not. And if you do step up into one of my machines, I would certainly say keep your Mcculloch as a backup. It certainly can be used as a backup, or if you have another guy on the job and you need a little bit of help in the backseat area, you're working on the front, and put the guy to use with your Mcculloch. But when you reach that point to where you're doing more cars per day, your cars are getting dirtier, they're more of a challenge to clean, you want to save a little bit of time, you want the cars to come out that much better, I do think that you should look at a commercial unit, whether it's a Chief Steamer or one of my other competitors. But I'm certainly not here to say that a Mcculloch or something similar is a bad machine, but you do have to kind of look at it as an apples to apples comparison. So, you know, we're not going to make the comparison between a 75 or 100 and a Mcculloch. It's really not fair. But if you can get away with using a Mcculloch in your life, in your job, that's fine. If you want to buy a Mcculloch for residential use, that's what they're made for. That machine's probably perfect for residential use. But once you get into commercial and you're using it every single day and you're beating the machine up the way I know guys beat these machines up, then the machine just might not last the way you might expect it to. And if it breaks a little bit too soon and you're going through those machines a little bit too much, that's when you do have to think about stepping up and going into a more commercial grade machine. But that's a decision for you to make. But, you know, I do take a little offense when somebody says that my stuff is overpriced junk and that it shouldn't be priced where it is, or it is the same quality as a machine that's only a couple $100. So I'll leave that up to you, and do your own research and take a look at some other videos and get some other opinions of guys out there that have gone from cheaper machines and then stepped up into my machines and then say, I don't know where I've been without this machine, and I can't tell you how much time I'm saving, or how quick I'm getting the job done now, or how much easier life is because I have a better steamer. And again, that's where I was many, many years ago, and that's why we make the machines the way we do, and why I want as much pressure and capacity as we can make, and have as high of a power heater as we can possibly have. So when you get to that point, look at the different machines that we have compared to what you might be using now or what you might be thinking of buying, and then make that decision on your own. But we just wanted to present that information to you in today's video.